In this video, I'm going to show you 3 scripts that I use to save time. Let's get started. Okay, first tool I want to show you is a code generator. Let's come in here. We have an empty project. I'm going to come in here and say, let's do the following. We'll do product, store, and employee, and hit enter. And there we go. We have a class now for every single one of these. So basically, I created a program called CCCP. I'll show you why in a second. Product, store, and employee. And then you can come in here and do that. There we go. There's actually, check this out, there's an equivalent program for C. I'll just come in here and I'll make a directory and then we'll just cd into it and we'll say product, employee, and store. So we can come in here and you can do it for multiple different languages too as well. So you can create different tools for whatever you're using or whatever kind of languages that you need or whichever. But honestly, having at least something to be able to come in here and just generate boilerplate really quick can kind of speed things up. Taking a look at the code for this generator, this is the one for the C. All it is, let's scroll down here at the very bottom, we just take all the command line arguments besides the first one, come in here and I just call a generate function. And then the generate function at the very beginning, I get snake case, Pascal case, screaming snake case, because I like to use that for my header guards. And then, yeah, it literally just fills everything out. I use a format string, a multi-line string in Python, and then I literally just type all of my code in here that I want to have generated. So you can, and you can modify this. You can come in and say, hey, maybe I want to include, I don't want to include these in every single, that's fine. You can modify this however you want. And then at the end, it ends up creating, like for this is the C one, it creates a header and an implementation. So another tool that I use quite often is a Readme generator. So check this out. I'm going to come in the terminal. I'm going to type init r, short for readme, and hit enter. Created a readme file. I'm going to click on it, and there we go. We have a readme file. Takes the name of the folder, creates an introduction, and then it creates a table in Markdown of everything here. For common names like CSS or doc or whatever, it automatically fills out a description of what that is. What's cool about this is 2 more things. You can create it again if you want. And it doesn't override the README, it'll just do a revision. So if you add files or you need to update this table somehow, it'll just do another revision file and you just delete this. That's just what works for me. You can make it whatever you want. And then what's cool about this is that too, is you can come into different folders and bam, you can also create a README file for that as well. What's really cool about this is if you publish this to something like GitHub, imagine if your project that you had a README file in every single folder. I don't know if that's what you want to do or, but it would be cool to be able to just click on folders in GitHub and then just instantly be able to see, oh, this is what the engine file does. This is what the main file does. This is what this folder is all about. Taking a look at the code, it's another Python file. So it's actually very similar to the one previously. I just come in here and find the current name of the folder. I just add an introduction, and then I call this function called save safe, which just kind of finds whatever the file. So if the README exists, then it goes through and it like checks which revision number it can do. So you can do like revision 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the way I want it. And then here it actually checks all the common names. So for example, if it's like doc, it'll say documentation for the description, etc. So again, this code, okay, it's 100 lines, but I think when I created it, it probably took maybe an hour, and I've used it quite a bit for a lot of my projects. The last tool that I want to show you, and I'll just show you the code for this real quick, is basically a script that organizes my computer. I can run this whenever, and it basically just organizes everything on my desktop. So anything with screenshot, whatever, .png, it'll move it into a folder that backs up automatically with iCloud. This is actually the script for my Mac. I have a separate script for this machine too as well. But this one has a little bit more stuff in it. So what it'll do is any sort of document file like PDF or docx or TXT or Markdown, it'll move into the documents folder. Yeah, and then any sort of code file that's sort of arbitrary, it's just on my desktop, it'll move it into the unsorted folder. So I move it into these different places like the unsorted folder or documents folder or screenshots, and then I can further organize them later. But at least they're in a spot that I sort of know where they are. The other benefit of this is I really like a clean desktop. In fact, you could probably see like I'll just behind this, I have almost nothing here, and there's the main reason why is because I've seen a lot of people with really cluttered desktops, and it's just kind of a nightmare to for them because they're having to, oh, where was that file or whichever. And I know that you can just search for it or whichever, but I like to have my desktop environment like kind of clean. Back in the day too, it also made your computer slightly faster. That's not really the case now, but um, anyway, it's really beneficial because whatever I'm currently working on, I know that those files are for whatever I'm working on, and then I just run my cleanup script and it will do that. One thing to note, if you're going to make your own, just a word of caution, just really test it before you do that. I use the move command and then I do a -i for every single one of these. The reason being is the fact that if I have a file that's named the same thing, I want it to let me know. I want it to be like, hey, do you want to override this file? And then I don't run the script, and then I figure it out from there. But or I name it something else. But anyway, but it just as a safety precaution, the move command will override things unless you do the -i flag there. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm looking to make these videos as beneficial to you as possible. If you have any feedback, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much and have a good rest of your day.